Hi, guys. So, today I'm going to be talking about mothers who unconsciously or consciously project the problems that they have with their spouse onto their children. I am seeing a lot of people that are struggling with this codependent behavior, and I am really realizing how that has manifested into their adult life. So, I figure that it is a hot topic to talk about since it is happening so often. Now, the reason why I am addressing mothers is because I feel like a lot of mothers unconsciously go into this codependency with their children. And a lot of the times, this happens because these mothers feel isolated. They feel like they don't have anybody, or they're scared of judgment from their own family, or they feel like they have to maintain this perfect image, so they can't tell girlfriends or friends about their problems. So they choose to confide in a child who is already in the home, who's witnessing whatever issues may be happening, or maybe even sometimes not witnessing those issues, but because this child is such a close person to them, they feel comfortable sharing with their children the problems that they're having. And the biggest problem with sharing with your children the problems that you are having with their spouse and using your child as a release and acting as though your child is your best friend and that person has to be there for you, you are unconsciously planting the seed into your child that they are supposed to be there for you, when really it is your responsibility as a parent to be there for your children, not the other way around. And I find that a lot of people are really battling with this internal dilemma where they feel like they constantly have to be everything for everybody because they grew up having to be everything for their mom, because their mom did not have the strength to maybe put her foot down in certain aspects in her relationship. Their mom maybe dealt with infidelity and went and confided in her children, and now they feel like they have to be the source of their mom's happiness, or they have to be the loyalty that their mom never received. And this is so conflicting for someone who is growing and trying to create a healthy relationship and relationships in their life, because it's very much one-sided. A lot of children that this manifests into their adulthood, they grow up giving so much more than they receive because that is the only form of connection that they know. And a lot of these children are really trauma bonded with their moms, and they feel this sense of such deep loyalty that holding their moms accountable for the ways in which they're affecting them negatively and mentally or emotionally makes them feel like they are almost betraying their mom. And this overall isn't a good thing because it doesn't create a space for a mother to be accountable for the ways in which she has unconsciously or consciously affected her children through her projection of resentment that she's had towards her spouse. Another side of this coin, which is really a disservice to the child in this position, is that a lot of these children find themselves getting angry with their other parent because of whatever the mom is saying to them. And a lot of this happens because, what child wants to see their mom hurting, right? What child wants to see their mom go through infidelity or go through verbal abuse or abuse in general? What child wants to see their mom struggling, right? And a lot of these children internalize the problems that this mother has or a mother has with their spouse as their own problems. And the reason why they internalize it as their own problems is because unconsciously they are having to be the solution for these problems for their mom. And so that builds a resentment from the child to the other parent. And I've seen so many situations where there is a dad who is a great dad, but a shitty husband. Shitty husband. Won't make any excuses for that. And the children are pushing away the father because they are correlating the parental child relationship with the marital relationship that their mother has with the father. And so they are unconsciously wanting to prove this loyalty to their mother, or this sense of not betraying her by wanting and searching for a relationship with their father, because unconsciously they are like, how could I have a relationship with this person that has hurt my person so much? And it is such a conflicting place to put a child in. And it is such a disservice to them because every child deserves to have a relationship with both their parents, regardless of what the adults are going through, regardless of the marital problems, regardless of the relationship problems. A child should not be burdened by the relationship problems of an adult. It is not a child's responsibility to uplift you as a mother. It is not a child's responsibility to be your strength as a mother. It is not a child's responsibility to fill the void in you that you could not fill yourself as a woman. And it is unfair to put your children in the predicament that they feel like they have to be all those things for you because your partner wasn't. And truthfully, as women, I feel like we have to take accountability for the fact that we ultimately chose to have these partners that were not fulfilling us in the way that we needed them to. And we chose to have children with these partners. They did not choose to deal with these problems, though. They did not choose to have to be your best friend, your confidant, your strength, your backbone. They didn't choose that. And it is unfair to them for them to unconsciously miss out on relationships that could be meaningful with their fathers because they are so focused on protecting their mother's feelings. That is a huge disservice to children. And one of the biggest commonalities that I've seen in family dynamics that are like this is that these children struggle with deep mental ailments such as depression that is crippling, anxiety that is like they feel like they're walking on eggshells. They can't do anything right. They're constantly trying to fill everyone's cup, but they can't do it because they can't even fill their own cup. This sense of no identity, no self-identity, because their whole world has revolved around being a support system for their mother. This sense of feeling small, like they can't even express the way they feel because they don't want to make their mother feel shamed or guilt, or they don't want to make their mother feel like they are betraying their mother by expressing their true and authentic feelings. I've seen a lot of people reach out to me and actually tell me that they missed out on having relationships with their fathers because they were so concerned about hurting their mom's feelings. And some of these women who have reached out to me, their fathers have died, and they live with the regret every day that they could not differentiate those two things and set it aside to have the relationship with their fathers that they desired because they were so focused on making their mom feel comfortable. And that is a trauma that no child should have to live with. The what ifs. What if I would have just told my mom, hey, I get that you have problems with my dad, but I want to have a relationship with my dad? What if they just told their mom, hey, mom, please don't talk to me anymore about the problems that you have with him because he's still my dad. I don't view him from a relationship lens. I view him from a fatherly lens. They live with these regrets because they were so busy being everything for their mom that their mom couldn't be for themselves. And that is unfair. So if you find yourself listening to this and you are like, fuck, I'm doing that, I hope that you don't feel like this is an attack and rather view this video as an awareness. And I hope this awareness teaches you how, or at least guides you to what you need to do to make sure that you are no longer projecting your resentment, your pain, your traumas onto your children in direct connection with their relationship with their fathers. I hope that you can hear this and you can be accountable for the ways in which you are adding to an emotional imbalance in your children, and let that be a fire in your soul that makes you want to counteract that by being responsible for your own emotions, being responsible for the situations you put yourself in, being responsible for the fact that you have to deal with your marital problems, not them. And If you are on the other end of that and you are a child and you're listening to this and you're thinking, oh my gosh, this was my mom. My mom totally put me in these positions. My mom totally made me constantly feel like I could not be cool with my dad or have a relationship with him, or if I even talked to her about him, she would make me feel guilty. I hope that you know that you are totally validated. That confusion that you have in yourself, I totally understand it. And you are allowed to have a relationship with your parents, both of them. It is not your responsibility to heal your parents. It is not your responsibility to be their strength. It is not your responsibility to guide them through life. You are allowed to be a child, and you are allowed to desire a meaningful relationship with both of your parents. You are not betraying anybody by following what you deserve to have. And what you deserve to have is meaningful relationships with both your parents. So adjust accordingly. Have those uncomfortable conversations. Hold your parents accountable when you need to, and set healthy boundaries for yourself so that you don't feel like you are being burdened by this projection onto you. That being said, this is the end of this video. I hope that you guys found it very meaningful, and I hope that maybe if it resonated with you, that you will make the necessary changes in your life to have a more fulfilling and peaceful and healthier life. That being said, I am out. Remember, all love, always, always.